Yeah. Yeah.
I bear good tidings.
Already?
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my travels.
Really? That's great.
What?
I'm afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows what...
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. But if you expect...
I suppose you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
I was looking for that boy,
And you didn't bother telling anyone.
I had to follow the trail before it went cold.
And what if some bandit skewered you and left you for dead? We'd never find you because you told no one where you were going. How would I explain? I really don't know, my lord. He disappeared without saying a word to anyone.
I...
Silence! Keep your ignorant mouth shut when I'm giving you the benefit of a veteran's wisdom. You do what I tell. I'd like to kick your arse back to the castle and be shut of you. But it's true, you're a fucking peasant who knows nothing about soldiering. God have mercy on you if you ever try anything like that again. If you're lucky, I'll only have you whipped and clapped in the stocks. I hope we've got that out of the way. I've made myself absolutely clear.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
all right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around in Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it.
Greetings, Henry. I hear you on the rat-eye tourney.
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it.
The whole story or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
One of the Neuhoff stable boys, a lad they called Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot of them around.
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him. He was well hidden and with good reason. The bandits wanted to kill him because he recognized one of them.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarrelled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the woods and one of them was killed. And the rest of them scattered.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Ujits. I know enough about him to be able to track him down.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you'd better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows and then report back to me. I'm going to our encampment at Merhaya to oversee the security of the region.
Yes, sir. Why choose Merhaya?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway...
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were...
Exactly. It's not about the silver.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them.
I have some news about the investigation.
Good. Tell me.
The trail leads to Ujits. I found out one of the bandits is from...
I see. What else?
That's all I've found out so far, sir.
All right. Goodbye. Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Henry!
Greetings, good night.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name.
And what would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard.
God be with you.
Yeah.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Who was Limpy Lube?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Another thing about Lube.
honoured that a knight...
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Of course.
That man Lubosh who was...
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
God save you, Henry.
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Welcome.
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
I am honored that a knight such as... Good luck.
How are you? Goodbye.
Look out.
Greetings, good night.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre.
I don't know anything about it, but
That man Lubosh who was murdered.
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened...
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all. Thank you.
Good luck then.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Yeah.
Hey, Henry.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhoff was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I...
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murder?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is...
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be...
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances. And this is one of them.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him. But if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
All right. I agree. I'll probably serve God better by saving a few innocent lambs than... Especially if nobody finds out about it.
Trust me.
Lubosh came to me shortly after everything that happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. I must say I never expected it of him. But he turned out to be a better man than he seemed. He said some crony of theirs hired them. First they thought they were going to steal horses. Then it all got out of hand and people started dying. He and his gang didn't want any part of that. They quarreled with the others and ran off.
Quarreled? A corpse was found in the woods by Neuhoff.
Well, that would explain something. Lubosh kept blabbering on that he wasn't a murderer. That he didn't want to do it.
So I know Lubosh killed one of the murderers and now he's dead too. Only I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Just nicknames. But maybe that'll help. He mentioned some fellows called Riki from Ledechko, Pius and Timmy.
Nothing more?
No.
I suppose it'll have to do. I reckon I'll go and have a look around Ledechko first. Thank you, Father. And don't worry. I won't tell anyone.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hat.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited...
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and...
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her... If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you...
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you, Henry. Good afternoon. Goodbye.
I've come from the priests. They're saying you incited...
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but...
Don't you know that witches get burned alive?
There's no need for trouble. I'll tell you everything. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
But I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them.
What kind of ointment was it?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks...
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
Will you give me the ointment rest?
It contains belladonna and the herb Paris, both quite poisonous.
What kind of ointment?
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start... I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves...
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off a cliff while they're lost in a dream.
I want to know something. So why did you give them the ointment at all?
Because I'm soft-hearted. You see, one of those women, Vera, lost her whole family in Skalitz. And Zlata's husband was killed. And the youngest of them, Kuta, miscarried with the horror of it all. They said they wanted to use the ointment to speak with the dead and ask them to put a word in with the Lord.
I understand how they feel. But I reckon it'll get them nowhere but the ducking stool and the stake.
Judge not, lest ye be judged. I didn't want to give them the ointment, but they offered me a pile of groschen. So I thought how desperate they must be, and I heard their plea.
Their plea, or the clink of their coin? And why are you so worried about them all of a sudden? What changed your mind?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're doing. And secondly, folk might see it as witchcraft. And do you know what they do to witches?
They burn them alive.
That they do. So don't be surprised I'm worried.
It didn't bother you before, though. What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk with the dead.
I've heard enough.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. Goodbye.
I've heard something about a magical ointment.
Really? I'd like to know where from.
The priest is worried.
The priest? It's nice to find out what telltale.
That's enough. What I've heard all...
Burning? Because of some ointment? We mean no harm to anyone. All we do is anoint ourselves.
What the hell was that?
Who's there? Oh.
Mother... Something the matter.
Who's that? Answer me.
I heard something about a
You heard that where? And what?
The herb woman sent me.
Gertrude? What does she want?
That's not the point. The ointment's dangerous, and
Thanks for the concern, but we're grown women. We're old enough to make...
Yeah. I've heard something about a magical ointment.
What? Who told you that?
It might interest the priest.
The priest? Who's been telling him stories?
What I've heard already amounts to a
Wait. Really?
If someone buys witching ointment, what am I supposed to think they want it?
We're doing no wrong. We go to the woods alone, at night, and we're hurt...
What's going on there?
What was that?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Well, there. You know.
I feel shy.
So playing games with the devil is all right, but dabbing some ointment on your cunny is going too far.
Aye, well, don't peek for a bit. I'm not sure.
Don't worry. Plenty of women have tried it before us.
What if it does work? What if he does appear?
But that's what we want, isn't it? Let's go. we're here. We all know what to do, don't we?
I'm not altogether sure. Gertrude didn't want to say anything about that, so all we know is what we came up with ourselves. Damn. I feel all peculiar, though.
The ointment is the main thing, and we'll think up some chant or two.
Just let's get it over with quick. I keep hearing weird noises.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done? When? Damn it!
The battle's lost and won. What's that nonsense you bubbling?
I didn't make it up. It came out of me all by itself.
My vision's blacking out, and I feel the earth moving. Maybe this wasn't a good idea.
We're not doing it for our sake. Our intentions are pure. There's nothing to worry about.
Silence. Hush now. Do you hear that? As if someone was singing.
That'll be the tree roots. The earth speaks to us. Like Gertrude said. Why is it getting so dark?
It's very loud. Make them stop. At least for a while, please. My head hurts.
Let it happen. Lucifer, star of the morning, we're here to ask you a boon.
What is it? Hear and pray for us. I feel the devil is coming.
I'll go toward him. Show him the way to find us.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death.
What are you praying to the Virgin Mary? You'll scare the devil away.
Stop praying and speaking of death. We are here to save life since we've lost our own. Satan, appear and send pestilence on all the humans. I'm coming to meet you. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto us. Lord of darkness, we are here. Come unto...
I hear someone coming. Who's there? Is it you, Kuta?
No, I'm still over here.
What's going on here?
Welcome, Prince of Darkness. And make yourself at home.
What would you like us to do? We will fulfill your every wish if you fulfill ours.
Prince of Darkness.
Why are you testing us?
Testing you? Jesus Christ, what have you been smearing?
A magic ointment from the herb woman? We are ready to pleasure you, Lord. In return, all we ask is that you rid us of the humans. And if you want...
I'll give you anything you ask.
I knew it. Thank you.
In return, you'll have to... Shit. I feel very weird.
Henry?
Oh, that ointment. You smeared the ointment on me.
Fear not, my lord. Nothing will happen to you. It's all part of the ceremony.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? What did you do to me?
Quite well after your long journey.
Huh? Long?
From the gates of hell to here. When will you take care of the humans? And...
I got rid of my horns and hooves along the way. And,
I hope there'll be one.
How come you're a talking mare?
What mare? Does your sight deceive you? I'm Vera.
I flew in on a tree branch.
Flying on a branch? Will you teach us how to...
What's that?
Will you serve me and do all I tell?
Oh yes, our Lord of Hellfire. We'll do whatever...
Me! Take me!
No, me.
I want you, Mayor.
I knew it. Come on.
That was tough. Oh, but I'm all dizzy again.
What is wrong with you? Is something going to come of it or not?
I need to sleep.
Bugger sleep! What was that? What is it? Someone coming!
Gone weak. Ah!
What happened here? Shit. Oh my god. These are no demons, just flesh and blood woodcutters. I'll never be able to explain this to anyone. That fucking ointment. Damn that old hag. Now what?
Yeah.
Father, didn't I see you outside? I wouldn't have expected that from a man of...
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. Reminder of my youth and...
I found out more about the Ujit's witch.
Pray, do tell.
The women have got hold of some magic lotion from the herb woman.
For the love of heaven.
I followed them to where they held their Sabbath. They summoned the devil.
Oh my God, what else?
The women were completely out of their minds from that ointment. Then some woodcutters stormed in. They wanted to put a stop to the witch.
Good God. And what happened?
I had to kill the woodcutters to save those women from them.
For Christ's sake! How could you? Such needless slaughter! Those men...
The woodcutters were beside themselves with rage, baying for the women's blood. There was no reasoning with them.
There must have been another way.
I couldn't.
I can hardly fault you. It's my fault too for letting things slide so far. Pray for the souls of those unfortunate Christians. Pray. At least you see where dancing with the devil can take you. Pray for their loved ones and...
What are you doing here?
What do you think? Hunting, of course.
The bloody insolence. A poacher owning up to it without batting an eye. You'll be thrown in jail.
And what if I don't go?
Then I'll make you.
Try it.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
Good day.
I'm looking for a fellow called
Riki? You mean Hinnick?
Maybe. Do you know where I might find him?
He's not usually around here. Try asking at his home, but I hope you got a fix.
So you know this Hinnick? Can you tell me?
Not much. I confess. Most of the village...
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki.
What can you tell me about the old...
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush.
Why do they call Hinnick Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand.
True enough, but not every courier gets...
Well, Hinnick's nature's no sweeter than his...
Why has he got such a bad...
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. And then he's always... I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Ratai for thieving. And in Neuhof...
So a bit more than high spirits?
Just so. We're all honest folk here. And we've no use for love.
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
Pour me one.
Greetings.
What can you tell me about this Hinek?
What can I tell you? No, he's none.
Why not?
Well, I'm not one to gossip, but I heard.
What's the tanner like?
The less I see of him, the better. He's not exactly sparkling.
Why do they call him Riki anyway?
Why do you think? Because he's a tanner.
So why don't people like him?
The old tanner's not an easy man. But a son should never let his father down. Enoch does nothing to help.
And does no one at all talk to him?
That harlot Adela hangs around with him, of course.
Harlot?
She works as a bathhouse wench. Same thing. God be with you. How fare you?
God bless. Goodbye.
Greetings. Take care.
God preserve you.
I'd like to,
Uh-huh. And what do you want?
I'd like, private.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Goodbye.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Good health to you, Henry.
Hey! Looking for someone?
God's sake. God be with you.
God save. How may I help you?
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce.
Who is it?
God, no, nothing like that.
Jesus.
It's just that you're the only one in the village who...
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could...
Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days. He must have run...
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
I don't know.
He goes to the woods from time to time. That smells fishy.
What do you mean? There's no law against it, is there?
With all the footpads, looters, cumans, and God knows what other...
But Hinek doesn't have anything to do with those people.
Oh, really? Then what does he do there? I don't imagine he's...
Mushrooms? No. More like hares or other game.
So Hinek is a poacher? That's no surprise.
Well, he was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some...
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me.
When did you last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening.
And that was unusual?
I never saw him drink much. He always came to me...
So he was acting strangely that evening?
He was strange.
I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He kept prattling on and didn't seem to...
Can you remember anything?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. And that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye, and then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say about...
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh, just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid it?
He said he buried it at his father's small holding, in the western corner.
All right, thank you.
God be with you.
What have we here?
Come now. Jesus!
I'd like to make...
Uh-huh.
I'll certainly need a physician to treat my wounds.
I'm sure you'll be Goodbye.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
God save you. What can I...
I'm looking for your son.
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes?
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he...
Watch your tongue, peasant. I'm an envoy of Sir Radzig Kobyla, and this isn't...
I apologize if I offended you, young man. But still, I don't know where Hinek is. He turned up at the house...
And you don't know where he went? What?
Look, it's been clear to me for a long time that my boy was headed for the gallows. But I'm still his father, right?
If you value your son's life at all, you better pray I find him, because I'm not the only one looking for him.
That's no surprise. But what of it? If you're here on behalf of some...
It doesn't have to be that way. If Hinek cooperates...
I can't say you put my mind at ease. But to hell with it. I'll tell you what I know. All right. He was here a few days ago. But
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea, but I don't know where it is exactly.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about...
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Thank you. I'd like to talk to you about...
I'm very busy, so make...
Do you at least know any friends he...
As far as I know, nobody here in the...
I heard he's seeing some bathhouse wench.
Maybe. He can't get it for free, so I suppose he has to...
What can you tell me about the coin I...
Coin? What coin? What on earth are you...
A pretty pile of groschen nicely stashed away for a rainy day. If I'd known tanning was...
I don't know nothing about it.
And I suppose you know nothing about the bloodied gambeson your son hid there too?
Behind my house, you say?
So you really don't know anything about it? Looks like you pulled the wool over your eyes.
How did he come?
He was paid to raid the Neuhoff stud farm. He and his cronies slaughtered horses, stable boys, and even the owner, Smill.
Jesus Christ, I heard about that.
Almost certainly.
He could have at least told me about the money.
Forget about that. Tell me where he is.
All right. He was here a few days ago.
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the...
Well, it's not much to go on. Don't you have any clue at all where his hideout?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he...
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
He had money because he sold the stuff...
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now.
All right. I'll ask at the inn then. What more do you know?
Nothing. I swear to God Almighty,
Bloody hell. Start using your head or I'll never find Hinek. How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when...
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one...
So he probably went through thick woods to get to that place.
I reckon. What do I know? Go. And if he's really in as much shit as you say... Can I do anything to help? Hey! What's the matter with you? What?
Yeah!
I can be...
I want to ask about the courier's son.
Ask someone else. They have nothing to do with it. He'd only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard...
I don't give a damn what deals you've been doing together. I won't.
What have our deals got to do with it?
More than you think. It's likely Riki is hiding out at his poaching lair. Believe me, it wasn't hard to find out who was buying game from him.
All right. Give me your word of honor, you won't?
You have my word.
Fine.
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for...
Not exactly. That is...
But
I happen to know it's a dark place. A cave or an old mine shaft.
how do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game.
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something.
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. God be with you.